running with it and giving TYLOO a really good challenge.
Yeah, Mazaalai, here we go. They're starting out pretty quickly here. Onto the CT side of Mirage. Somebody throwing a decoy into mid window there early on. Maybe trying to bait something out. And it's looking like a bit of a palace explode here for TYLOO. 2 sets of utility here. Smokes onto the right side. Looks like Connector in jungle, as we saw for Vici.
Yeah, Sogu goes down early. It's to Danking, and Zilkenberg under a lot of pressure by Triple gets flashed out by somebody, and the rest of TYLOO pretty much runs over the A site. Machine Gun's hiding behind jungle smoke here, but in reality, 2-on-4, bomb plant goes down. TYLOO seeming like they have a pretty good grasp of the pistols here against Mazaalai. Either way, Machine Gun takes the head off of somebody. A 2-on-3, certainly more winnable than a 2-on-4.
Yeah, planted triple. A lot of these TYLOO players out in the open a little bit, and Machine Gun is plucking their heads one at a time.
It's on to Attacker. One-on-one. News is on his head, and somehow he wins that aim duel. Attacker got like the first 3 or 4 shots, but he didn't actually get the kill, and so TYLOO, they find a way to lose the 4-on-2.
It's got a ring to it.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
I feel like it's a situation we might have seen before.
Yeah. Maybe. Those weren't the best post plants I've ever seen, Jordan. I'll give you that.
No. Even still, a 4-on-2.
Ooh, they're going to force. AK force. Can't blame them. Bomb plant. Plenty of kills for TYLOO. So 2 rifles, deagles and armor. Danking saving a bit of money in the back pocket to be able to buy an AWP later on. Full utility for slowly. TYLOO slowly working around the map for MP9s, and the FAMAS are not going to have a good time against armored AK players. Most times. Or even Danking with the deagle. It's pretty scary with that gun.
Machine Gun will work his way up short here into a ladder room. Don't know that there's going to be too much presence toward the B bomb site, just based on the way that TYLOO is set up here. If Sogu gets a little bit itchy and pushes into Palace, that'll be where I think Mazaalai has some troubles, because Summer certainly is ready and waiting for that.
Yeah, TYLOO in Palace and ramp, starting to edge towards Connector in middle. Beginning to start to begin this A split, I guess.
Slow and steady wins the race, but maybe not for TYLOO. That would be the case for Mazaalai, who have been quite stoic on their bomb site for now. Attacker with the AK, though, is going to be the danger man, and this doesn't look like he's quite doing enough. Does get it down into a 2-on-1, though. It was a 3-on-1, so remember that. If Attacker's able to win this round, we grant him a 3-on-1 clutch. Even still, a lot of work to be done. With only 30 seconds left on the clock, Attacker not only has to retrieve the bomb, but find 2 CTs in doing so.
And they're in great positions to be able to trade each other. News just plucks his head off straight away. Upgrades to the AK, and Mazaalai deal with that force fairly straightforwardly. Just keep 2 guns alive, and I would assume they're going to be starting this anti-eco here. If they do so, pretty... Oh, Machine Gun's got dualies. You'll love to see it.
I don't know if I do.
What do you mean? He's only going up against armored deagle players. What could go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing in the whole wide world
Look
could
at
go
him.
wrong.
How
Possibly.
could you not trust in that man? I trust that man with my firstborn child.
Well, they are headed in the direction of the B bomb site here, TYLOO, so it could actually come to play a little bit.
Look at that stance.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
That's the way to get shut out of the server with the dualies.
Well, when you asked me what could possibly go wrong, I really didn't expect it to be that.
Oh, man, Danking, this man's sharp.
Yeah, he has basically just sat Machine Gun. That's unbelievable. Zilkenberg aware that slowly could be here, and does dispatch of that one quite easily. Danking won't be able to follow up that excitement with a kill onto News, and so, look, the round, it seems to have settled down a little bit here, which is good news for Mazaalai.
Sogu in towards triple here, backs into CT, starts to hear some of these TYLOO players heading onto this bomb site. Will be joined up by Zilkenberg. Easy kills in the side of the head for the man.
Bit of aim prac really for Sogu there. Zilkenberg will finish off the final one, 3-0 on the board. Mazaalai happy with the proceedings so far. But But this is where we're going to get to see a buy-out from that T side.
Alrighty. So, first gun round. Mazaalai off to a good start on the CT side here, continuing to test TYLOO in this series. What is that? Right at the last second. Great adjustment.
Quick play into mid from TYLOO. They're looking for some control there. The utility's going to get thrown into the window. This time it's a molly, not a smoke.
Same approach as Dust 2. You are really seeing Attacker, Slowly, and Dan King are the sort of three-man pack working for map control. Last time it was Catwalk, this time it's Connector and Window, while Summer and Somebody hold the extremities on either side of the map. Dan King going to start to get active. Not sure if he was spotted by Mara there in Window, but if he wasn't, he's got a massive opportunity to be able to get himself some freebies here.
Yeah, Dan King really seems like he's taking the entry role here in TYLOO, and he's doing a pretty good job of it, I would say. There's one on to Sogu. He's going to creep around perhaps behind Zilkenberg here, who would be aware that that's a possibility, but still doesn't win the aim duel. Dan King's on a tear. He's got 3. The A bomb site's ripped open, and it really is all just down to Dan King. Bomb plant going down.
Okay, well, Dan King's done it all on his own, Jordan. You love to see it.
Yep.
Just been boosted up in Window. He's found the timing. And I have to say, Mara, he had one job, and he's let the boys down. Unfortunate.
Machine gun in a position to potentially cause some problems for somebody who never stops moving forward. The trade not quite there from Attacker just yet. They're looking to get rid of Machine Gun's weapon. That is for sure. You can see Slowly making his way up short on the map there. Putting a bit of pressure onto News, but it seems the AKs will go through to the next round there for Mazaalai. So money stays fairly intact for the CT side. Dan King gets himself another MVP.
Very sharp work with the AK. Definitely capable of using it as proficiently as the AWP, this man. TYLOO get one back. So now Mazaalai's economy on the ropes a little. Definitely would not be how they'd want to be losing that first gun round in a fashion like that. See if they can recover.
It's okay as long as you win the second.
Don't know if I really subscribe to that thought process.
Well, it's much better than losing the second as well. That's where your problems really start, because your money's broken.
True. TYLOO, very passive, very reserved on this T side. Really running quite a standard default.
It's just trying to figure out what Mazaalai is setting up like on the CT side.
Somebody and Summer on the extremities, smoke into Window. Attacker starting to move his way up with Slowly and Dan King. Looking like they want control of ladder room this time around. The boost onto Machine Gun dealt very well with by Slowly.
Yeah, who also checks out ladder room. News re-aggressors, however, has to go through the incendiary, which gave Slowly an inkling of what was going on. Mara falls. Good check by Attacker.
Great flash from Somebody.
Poor old Sogu now is going to be in a spot of bother. That's going to go the way of Attacker as well. What an entry. Not just one entry, but 3 from Attacker. It really seems like TYLOO, they're like, okay, whose turn is it to find a 3K on the entry this round? Oh, Dan King? Okay, you have your turn, buddy. And then next round, okay, yeah, it's Attacker's turn. Let him go and do it all. That's really what it's coming down to.
That one, it's like a crazy game of Duck Duck Goose. The coach is just walking around with his hand. He's like, Duck, Duck, Goose. This time it's Attacker.
MVP for Attacker, no surprises there. Gets 3 opening frags in the round. TYLOO up 3-2. This is the problem, though, for Mazaalai. It was obviously not great to lose the first gun round, but even worse to lose the second, because now they're on the USPs. And
yeah.
I think it's somebody's turn here to find a few frags, so we'll let him do the honors this time. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's another round for TYLOO. I'll give you one guess who gets the MVP out of this one.
Somebody.
Wait, who?
Somebody gets it. Haha, not sure who, but it's somebody.
Somebody's going to get it. That is true. 3 and 3. The buy comes through for Mazaalai, but lacking an AWP, and News also has to go back onto an MP9, which I will say he has actually been pretty good with when we watched Dust 2. So I don't know if we can count that out before we really see it in the round.
Oh, might be a bit of a change up here for TYLOO. Looking like they want to go for a bit of an A execute this time around. Somebody is the man towards Palace. Aggression in middle. Mara and Machine Gun getting some control over there. Zilkenberg going to be the main man at A, supported by Sogu, who hasn't got any flashbangs to be able to help him out. Just a smoke, which will be rethrown onto A ramp. TYLOO throwing the execute out. Nice timing. Zilkenberg, no respect.
Yeah, has an AK now, and that's problematic for TYLOO because they have many angles to deal with. Danking does get Zilkenberg, but now down on 20% of his HP.
Oh, Machine Gun on the flank. He was top mid so early on.
Yeah, not looking great here at all for TYLOO. They really needed some faster entries to the bomb site. They won't get them. Summer's wrapped on by Machine Gun, and that is the end of the round. 4-3 for Mazaalai, actually.
Beautiful. Sogu gets the MVP, but I would give the MVP to everyone, Jordan.
That's really kind of you.
Can we give it to Mazaalai?
Yep.
Thanks.
Full buy to come, though, from TYLOO again. Danking opts for the AWP this time, so we may see a change up in that respect. Where does he go and what does he do?
He goes and he kills. That's usually how it works for Danking. TYLOO, lots of money in the bank after a pretty good run of things, but they are down 4 and 3. Still plenty of buys left in them. Nice flashes pushing Zilk off the line, who's got his hands on an AWP. Looks like he's going to reposition towards short, which honestly could definitely work. Could get him a pick. And with Machine Gun in towards ladder, I'd say that's a pretty good opportunity that Mazaalai might be able to take advantage of. But Attacker, well-timed Molotov. And slowly he's going to be working his way into ladder. I don't know if he's going to be flashed in, though. Which means Machine Gun might have himself a little bit of a freebie. There's a flash into ladder. But Machine Gun's got the best of that one.
Machine Gun's got the freebie anyway. Zilkenberg was also watching short, so had anything sort of arose, he might have had the opportunity for a refrag. Danking doesn't quite hold the line long enough to get the free kill into Machine Gun as we see News pushing out.
Look at Mazaalai. They're playing like they're playing an underdog team right now. They're giving them TYLOO no respect. They're just pushing all of the extremities. They're flanking.
Well, there's a lot of info in the fact that there is no info there for News. He doesn't see anyone in T-spawn, starts to work his way through to the A bomb site. And TYLOO, it looked like they're going to commit to A. They're certainly not going B. Zilkenberg, shotgun AWPs attacker, and then gets punished for his transgressions. But it is a 2-on-4, and Sogu just hoses them down.
That spray control is very impressive. Yep, of course.
Why not?
Give him all the MVPs. Give me the MVP for best voice crack. It's been a long day of casting, Jordan.
Has been. Back to the MAC-10 for slowly. TYLOO can still scrounge together a buy, though. And it's not really that ideal here for Mazaalai to be going up against something like this, because this is where TYLOO is liable to just throw something random at them.
They've been playing too standard, and this is where it's going to come in. It's going to be a B execute. Pressure onto Machine Gun and News. Machine Gun, still the Molotov left to throw out. Smoke start to fly in, and he drops it. Smoke drop by News.
Oh, Machine Gun not getting his gun out in time. It does not matter, though. Zilkenberg continues the solid work with the AWP, and that is 6-3 for Mazaalai, who are looking like more than a match for TYLOO. At least at the moment, and it's hard to believe right now that TYLOO actually won Dust 2 because Mazaalai come into the second map and look like the better team.
They're banging. We love to see it. They're starting to get their economy rolling here. 3 gun rounds in a row is no easy feat versus a T side of TYLOO on Mirage. But they made it look very convincing. And now TYLOO going to take a timeout.
That was...
Keck W in chat, please.
No. It was a good try. What do you suppose is the discussion here? Obviously, their economy is a bit broken. Down 6-3 on the T side of Mirage, their own map choice. Things are definitely not going to plan here for TYLOO.
No.
Got to remember, it is their first official playing with this roster.
Oh, don't show it to me again.
Ooh, that was sexy.
Oh. Mwah.
Never do that again.
Gorgeous.
That's creeping me out. It's creeping me out, man.
There you go. That's why Gomez would put you on his Asian Dream Team, Sogu.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
Really? Wow. I don't remember that. Sogu is pretty good.
He's so good.
Oh. Almost expected Mara to get that spray transfer as well onto the bottom player, but not able to get that done. Either way, Sogu is always finding a way to get involved in the round. This time, he's traded down by Summer, so no 3K for him. You did get a few Keck W's in the chat, by the way.
Oh, my boys.
Although the thing is, like, I think you could just say something in chat and people will do it. Even if you're not funny. Just like, say forehead if you think Pilly's not funny. And I guarantee you, half the chat's going to be spamming forehead in about a couple of minutes.
Cool. It's your support that really means the world.
M4 in hand for attacker. I suppose right now TYLOO were rather eager to take that through to the next round.
How cool's Mazaalai's logo, by the way?
Yeah. I read a fact that a Mazaalai is actually a bear in Mongolia, like some sort of bear that's going extinct. I'm not sure if that's true.
That's like a cool storyline.
But if we get an interview with one of the Mazaalai players, I am going to ask that. Probably look like an idiot when they say, no, what are you talking about?
Excuse me, could you repeat? That's what I'm expecting out of a machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh, man, look at him go.
Was that it? Was that what you were expecting?
It just looks like he's ready to give the TYLOO team a big bear hug. Big Mazaalai hug.
Well, TYLOO on the ropes at the moment here on Mirage.
7-3 up for Mazaalai. TYLOO going to put another buy on the board.
Look at how many foreheads are in the chat right now. Absolute insanity. All right, that's enough fun. You guys can go back to spamming noobcasters now. Okay, TYLOO into round 11 have got a gun round, and I'd have to actually say I almost feel like this is a must-win for them. News does cop the bullet in the head, though, from somebody.
That's very confident. I think that's a bit of a case of... Oh, look, Sogu's pushed Palace as well. I think they're just trying to get under TYLOO's skin at this point. They know how far ahead they are economically.
Is it getting under TYLOO's skin, though?
I think it would. I think it really would.
Sure it's not playing into their hands?
No, I don't think so. Like, I think if you're the best team in the region and then, like, Mazaalai is just like, we're going to disrespect you, and it starts to work, I feel like you're probably going to get a bit frustrated.
Hasn't worked in this round for Mazaalai.
Well, I don't know. Sogu's in a pretty good position. If TYLOO just doesn't go B here, then there's a maybe. There's a big maybe on this round.
Well, I haven't actually really been going to B.
This is this is great, honestly. These are great positions for Mazaalai to be able to shut down an A split. Like, this might actually be happening.
He's caught Summer there. He's got the chance here for more, even though he's on 8 HP. An AWP in his hands is still a deadly weapon. Mara! Oh no! TYLOO at least are able to trade that down. I thought it was going to be far worse for them. But Sogu peeks out from Tetris. And what more could you have asked for as Mazaalai? That is definitely a tilter of a round.
I tell you, it looks like a man advantage, but in reality, the positions that Mazaalai are in, they are shutting, like a high percentage to shut down that A split, and it's looking like they're about to do it. 8 seconds on the clock. There you go. Sogu.
Wow.
That's just insanity. They push into Palace and B apps, and they just go, well, if somebody dies, then whatever, but, like, we've got somebody behind enemy lines. If both of them die, they go, oh, well, let me just wipe my tears with all this money I have from winning the last 5 rounds.
I don't know how many tears there really are here for Mazaalai. There's probably a few more for TYLOO.
Yeah. Bloody hell. This is disrespect. This is a disrespectful playstyle. I love it.
It's crazy. When is the last time an Asian team has had the balls to disrespect TYLOO? Tell me.
Also known as the gobi bear, is
There
a
you go.
subspecies of the brown bear found in Mongolia.
Well, there goes one of my questions for the interview.
Wow.
That was in
You'll
fact
have to-
actually my only
You'll
question.
have to think about
I've got nothing else.
How did you win? How did you do it? How are you so confident?
That's probably a good question, you know. Is that kind of the game plan that Mazaalai came into this one with? Or is it just something that sort of happened on the fly and they're like, hey, it's working?
You saw news do it last map. The man was pushing up short on T side. He was pushing up a dark on the CT side. It's not just been this map. This is not a recent development from Mazaalai.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing it all series long.
Back to square one for TYLOO. Deagles and armor. Still a deadly weapon. Still something that Mazaalai can't really afford to get too far ahead of themselves against. I wanted to say that they can't afford to disrespect, but in reality, Mazaalai have just been disrespecting TYLOO regardless of what gun they've had. So I don't think they're going to stop against Deagles. Zilkenberg does catch Summer early on in the piece. Sogu here on a nice line. That's a pretty good spray down as he does a fair chunk of damage to that second player as well. And somebody can't get anything else done. It's looking too good right now for Mazaalai.
9-3, losing one gun. These Mongolians really starting to put TYLOO in the dirt on their map pick. Don't see a 9-3 on the CT side.
Roots, berries, plants, and sometimes rodents. It's kind of like your diet.
Yeah. I mostly just eat pho and drink coffee, to be honest. Bit of sushi, bit of Korean food.
Oh, Sogu's pushing up mid.
Oh,
He's got a two-man
my
spray down.
God.
A two-man spray down against Attacker and Summer, two of the most storied players in the Asian region. And then Summer
Our news has just decided he's an AWPer.
is just going to watch somebody run right into news. He gets another one, and why not on for the third? Come on, Dan King, give him the chance. Come on! Why is he standing still? It's going to be machine gun.
Closes it out. Wow.
My God.
10-3.
There's another one for Sogu.
Dear God, it's like rolling back the years, Jordan.
It really is. 2015 all over again here in Asia on the road to Rio. It's a real spanner in the works for TYLOO. 10-3, and you start to think now, okay, well, the half is no longer really salvageable, even if they get to 5. They've just been demolished by Mazaalai.
One way in window for Zilk. Doesn't manage to capitalize because of it. Pushed off of the line. News trying to get onto a line, but he's smoked off. So both of the AWPs sort of neutralized here to some extent for Mazaalai, unless News is just going to no-scope someone through a smoke. Almost got there. And look at this push by Sogu. He's pushed into Palace. He's pushed up mid. Now he's pushed into A-Ramp, Jordan.
This is what we're supposed to be seeing from TYLOO on
He
the
just
CT
doesn't
side.
care. Look at him.
I guess you don't. When it's working, you don't.
Well, Zilk's gone down, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the push continue. Nice little off angle from News, I have to say.
Yeah, pretty sharp with that AWP. Machine Gun's been good so far today as well, but
Ooh.
he's deleted from the server by somebody, and this is much more to the expectations of how this series should have gone. TYLOO walk their way into the B bomb site. No worries at all.
It's a good round for them to get. They definitely do not want to leave this gap too large. So picking up these 2 rounds towards the tail end of the half would help them to try to continue to keep things competitive. Whereas, let's say they go down 12-3 and Mazaalai takes that T pistol and continues this ridiculous confidence on the T side. You might be looking at a pretty quick loading screen into train at that point.
Slowly gets a freebie on Tamara. It's not a big deal here for Mazaalai to be losing guns, so they won't be too concerned by that.
Actually, it's kind of bad that TYLOO loses the guns.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know, is it going to hurt their utility too much? No. It's got just enough money to be able to buy up the full util on everybody. Attacker's looking like he has to go down. He's going to buy Tech 9. Could have afforded the Galil. Probably could have afforded an AK if Oh no, never mind. There was an AK on the ground. It's getting to that point, Jordan, where a lot of maps deep now. Anyway, into the 15th round. Can TYLOO scrape themselves 5 rounds into the T side of their own map pick? Keep themselves alive here. Singular AWP this time around for Zilk. The double push into A ramp once again. Mara and Sogu gathering info. Zilk's walking around in mid like nothing's happening by himself with an AWP. Like it's a pug. No support whatsoever. Full confidence. Is he going to get a pick? Surely not.
It's kind of looking like slowly is headed in that direction.
Oh, you
misses
could
the
have
shot.
sworn that would have connected. I think he was just moving a little.
Yeah. So that's mid control for TYLOO. At least they're starting to gain it.
They're playing so scared at the moment. This push into Palace may be punished by Summer, though. How has Sogu gotten away with that? What?
Just an exchange of damage.
Mara's deep in A ramp. Oh my god.
Someone's kind of expecting this, I think. He's looking around.
No.
Whoa!
Oh, he should not be allowed to get away with that.
Dirty, dirty from Summer. That could have been a round-winning fight for him to win. Slowly, however, just walks up short into B, and he gets a double kill as well. The TYLOO boys are back, but is it too late in the half? 10-5 is the best scoreline that they're going to be able to achieve. Sogu and Machine Gun will try to stop that, but it is a difficult task indeed for them, and won't be possible. TYLOO get their 5th, but you got to say, Mazaalai are the victors of that half. They put in the hard yards, they disrespected TYLOO, and they put themselves in a great spot to potentially win this map. They'll have to look at it, though, from the second half as we're heading into a break. Pistol round coming back up after this. TYLOO getting a taste of their own medicine on their own map choice, dropping 10 rounds to Mazaalai in a crazy confident fashion that was displayed by the Mongolian roster. Something very TYLOO-esque, and that's why I say they're getting a taste of their own medicine, because really, it was the kind of game where you expected it would be TYLOO on this CT side, somebody pushing every angle, but in fact, it's Mazaalai, and they're the ones that are up 10-5 now going into the second half.
They were up 10-3 though, and letting TYLOO come in with 2 rounds towards the tail end of the half, you definitely cannot be counting them out. Dangerous stuff to be giving TYLOO a little bit too much room to work with.
Somebody is doing what somebody does, and Machine Gun is very aware of it. That is the B site, completely open, as the rotation is coming across from Summer, but not there yet.
And you can see, Mazaalai, they're not in a rush to be going anywhere. News ready to punish this push into Palace if he picks his timing correctly. Just hiding in the corner here, should be a freebie onto DanKing for sure. Easy as you like for News, tap in the side of the head, and that's a 2-man advantage for Mazaalai. Yeah. I think they spent most of the last half doing exactly that, so they should be well aware that that's a possibility, and they punish it correctly.
And TYLOO just getting a little bit too eager to start the half off, it seems. I mean, you expect it from somebody. I guess you expect it from DanKing as well. Maybe Mazaalai have done their research. They've been looking into some of the TYLOO demos and trying to figure out how they're going to play as a new roster.
Well, Mazaalai, 40 seconds on the clock. Summer goes down as Sogu punishes him in towards middle there of window, looking for some information.
They are heading to A though, and this is where Slowly and Attacker are still holding. Look, the round, it looks over, but it's not over just yet, and a grenade goes sailing into CT spawn. Here is Slowly an Attacker. Well, this is what I'm talking about. Slowly was good with the USP on Dust 2. Now the bomb is stuck under balcony, and there's 20 seconds left on the clock. It's dangerous now for Mazaalai into the 1v1. Attacker gets into the A connector. And News is on 10 HP. Surely he can't win this round. My God.
2 on 5. They've thrown it in the bin, Jordan. Slowly and Attacker with the USPs. Unbelievable. That's Slowly 2 rounds with those CT pistols. With the USP, he's able to have immense amounts of impact. And that's going to put TYLOO in the driver's seat here.
You know what? If TYLOO end up winning this map, I'm going to bring it down to this. Like, Mazaalai had it on a silver platter. They have the map on a silver platter. You're up 10-5, you've got the pistol round 5-on-2, and somehow you find a way to lose it. DanKing's got his trusty scout out again, and he is very good with that weapon, as you can see. He's barely missed a shot. That's a pretty clean anti-eco from TYLOO.
Mazaalai, towards the tail end of that last half, let a couple of rounds get away from them. They've let that pistol get away from them. Now TYLOO's money's looking pretty strong, and they are maybe starting to pick up a little bit of confidence.
Yep, that's a dangerous game to play.
Yep, that's exactly right. Let's see if Mazaalai can stop them in the tracks right here and now on their first T-gun round. Very familiar with Mirage, these lads. Should know exactly what they're going for. No pressure towards middle early on. Looking like they're waiting for some pushes out of TYLOO. Machine Gun guarding that Palace area. News towards B apartments. Making sure no one's pushing the extremities. Zilkenberg now starting to make his way towards underpass. Still a minute 20 to work with, but Mazaalai, not a single tippy toe has touched middle yet. Now you're starting to see them shift in that direction, starting to see them fall into that common 1-3-1 formation, and potentially start to see them try to take control of connector. There's a smoke onto top con, smoke into window. Zilkenberg left alone in middle to see what he can make happen, as the rest of Mazaalai fall back towards this A side of the map, where Slowly and DanKing lie in wait. Very passive position from Attacker in market here, so no control over jungle or window for TYLOO. Do have the push through apartments from somebody, giving them a lot of information though. He's flanking underpass now.
Not much time left to work with here for Mazaalai, and DanKing has already killed Sogu. He'll be traded back on down, but they haven't dealt with Slowly yet. He can't see through the flames too well and won't calibrate the aim on Tamara. So the bomb plant does go down, but somebody walking out from Connector. He's helped out by Summer, and there is really nothing left to be done here for Machine Gun. If they sat the defuse right now, they'd win the round, TYLOO. But they're actually going to stuff around a little bit, look for the kit. Machine Gun maybe has a chance here. He's going to have to hit some clean shots. It was always going to be tough. Summer finishes it off. He was low HP, and TYLOO grabbed their 8th. That's 3 in a row for them now.
Wasn't that a 2-on-4?
The CT side, it may well have been.
It's another round where Mazaalai, they definitely could have taken that one out, but unfortunately haven't been able to convert. Somebody making a FAMAS look like a viable weapon. Very scary. Coming up connected there from that B flank. Great timing on that flank as well. Definitely key to giving TYLOO the information they needed to be in the correct positions.
Might see some aggression up short this time from TYLOO. They've sent 3 players toward B. Oh, that's crisp from Zilkenberg, and now he's off for the races, but straight into Attacker's AK. A headshot there to shut him down. There was a moment of excitement for Mazaalai, but he was really the only one there in the apartments, and so it was going to be on him to make the magic happen, and he just couldn't quite make that into a reality. Slowly an Attacker shutting down Mara and News respectively. The round returns to normalcy.
For the time being. Machine Gun punished for that Palace push. So good cleaned up by Slowly. TYLOO, 4 guns surviving. Pretty straightforward anti-eco. Outside of a nice eagle shot from Zilkenberg. Mazaalai heading into another gun round, but TYLOO starting to pick up some steam here for sure.
CC-sided team.
I think it's a double AWP out of somebody this time around, out of TYLOO.
That's interesting.
Well, we have seen him take it towards the B apartments many times on this TYLOO team. And it will be the mid push actually here from TYLOO. Decent damage with the HE grenades.
Attacker gets aggressive into mid. He'll have the backup of Summer, but that's not too exciting for the TYLOO guys. Slowly, at the very least, did get News, who was creeping his way up Connector. So it's all even as far as the trades are concerned for now. Mazaalai making a quick rotate to A.
Dan King on towards triple.
Oh, timing's no good for them at all. Machine Gun just walks out. Dan King cops a bullet in the head. Now Slowly has some work to do. Molotov is not quite deep enough to get into Firebox, so Machine Gun will find solace there. But Slowly is doing so much damage on this cross. Even if he dies, maybe somebody has a chance. Damage is sent right back in the direction of TYLOO as well.
This is another gun round where Mazaalai have looked damn competitive, and finally they've been able to push it over the line. The pistol should have been theirs. That last gun round should have been theirs. They threw away those opportunities. But we're seeing some consistency of getting themselves in great positions here, Mazaalai, and finally they've been able to capitalize on one of them.
It's a pretty smart save from TYLOO as well, though. You know, 5 and a bit there for Slowly. Not a whole lot at all for somebody, but with the money that they're going to get out of this round, they should afford a pretty good buy, assuming they take these 2 guns through, which they will. Dan King is going to cop the AWP there from somebody. He'll be able to drop a rifle over. Summer will be able to fully buy for himself, and Slowly will also actually even be able to drop an AWP. So they've gone into the double AWP here, TYLOO, once again. Didn't work out at all last round, but I guess they didn't really have much of a chance. Not a great crack at it, so give it a second go before putting it to bed.
Yep.
And 11-9 is the scoreline. So Mazaalai do just enhance that round differential a little bit before TYLOO can peg things back. But, you know, I kind of get the same feeling as what I do here on Dust 2 in that we are going to have a very close map.
Mazaalai, pretty passive start to the round. Definitely can't blame them for that, especially with some of these pushes coming out of TYLOO time and time again. It's actually 2 AWP set up in middle. Somebody posted on top mid and danking in towards underpass. Deep A ramp control in the favor of TYLOO. Mazaalai still yet to put a foothold into this round. Smoke will be heading into window from spawn, thrown out by Zilkenberg. Flash over the top to send Mara and Sogu into somebody.
Somebody avoids those quite comfortably, and Mara cannot do anything. He can't do buggery. He's dead. It's 4 on 5. Double AWP this time having an impact.
Mazaalai forcing their way into middle. News trying to spam through that wood over towards B apartments. It's looking like Mazaalai want to try to close this one out with a B split, want to try to make something happen.
Not sure that's going to be a fun task against the AWP of somebody. Bit of utility going to be thrown into the site. Doesn't look like they'll really be too problematic for the remaining TYLOO players. Summer holding the long angle with an M4, tapping away at the head of Sogu. He's trying to get the dirty work done, and he more or less has. It's just a final blow that has to be stuck in there courtesy of somebody. Both of the B players get 2 kills apiece. Somebody ends up with 3, and TYLOO's back to 10-11.
Easy round looking like from them. Somebody easy pick at the start. And like you said, it's a dynamic duo. The 2 veterans from TYLOO absolutely shutting that B play down from Mazaalai. It was desperation in the 4-on-5 for them to go for it. And it definitely did not work. So now Mazaalai probably going to be looking at a singular eco here, which means TYLOO will be evening up the score. Another bloody close map here, Jordan, between these 2 sides.
Oh, it's good to see. Competition in Group B is not exactly what we really expected. That looked like the weaker group, but Mazaalai might be making us second guess ourselves. See how their brethren on D13 are performing. It looks like that series might be over.
Camel Riders.
Camel Riders 2-0 D13 in pretty convincing fashion, actually. 16-6 and 16-9. But as you said, that is against D13, who would be probably considered 3rd or 4th in this group, based on who you asked. This is the big matchup, Mazaalai versus TYLOO.
Mazaalai trying to change things up. Sort of a half buy from them. Looking like they want to try to explode out a Palace flash over the top, pushes slowly off the line.
Nice couple of shots to start things off here for TYLOO, but News just goes running up connector. He's got a Tech 9 in hand, and sometimes it's been called a Rec 9. And News letting us know why. He will eventually get shut down. Danking misses the shot there onto Machine Gun, and it's now both of the AWPs. What a ballsy repeat from somebody.
Yeah, I mean, he misses that shot, or 1 or 2 more bullets connected from Machine Gun. He goes down here into a 1-on-1. Starting to get some talking points. Regardless, though, TYLOO, they even things up 11 apiece, but they did sustain some economic losses in that last round, and you could see the toll being taken on their top 3 players on the right side of the screen there. So definitely not untouchable here on this comeback train, but they've had a very convincing half so far, at least in terms of the round count. In terms of how some of the rounds have been going, though, Mazaalai very much alive here on Mirage.
Danking will fire a couple of shots through the smoke there, but won't connect onto too much. Zilkenberg looking worse for wear in apartments, and now News is as well, as he gets buried in the underpass. It's like the Paris catacombs almost. Guess that would have been a bit more relevant if there was a French team playing.
Yeah. Interesting to see Zilkenberg just go and challenge somebody multiple times with a Deagle, with an AWP. Trying to exploit him on the extremities.
Oh, Attacker could actually get caught by this molly. He'll take a tick, but he does just get across fine. Repeaks to challenge Sogu and does a little damage, but not enough to survive. Zilkenberg and Sogu against Summer and Danking. The TYLOO guys are a little bit healthier here, as the bomb plant will slowly go down.
CT smoked by the CTs.
Oh, that's actually a big brain play. Zilkenberg, he looks away. Summer has just totally outthought him.
Use the smoke as a one-way, and this is not a plant for Sogu. Flashed off the line will allow Summer to cross, and he's just going to hold the defuse. Danking's got him covered. Great work in the 2-on-2. Smoke, self-smoke on CT, and then you use it as a one-way.
Yeah. And that is now the first time that TYLOO have actually been ahead on Mirage. 12-11. So
it was 10-3. It was 10-3.
Yeah. Tells a bit of a story, doesn't it?
9-1 TYLOO has had. So this has been, I mean, some of the rounds have been damn close, Jordan, but this has been one-sided in these last 10 rounds.
Mara going to make a quick play happen into the A bomb side. I'm not sure this is what Mazaalai are looking for. Is this the final desperation attempt to make something work on this T side? And if it is, I'd say they're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now, Mazaalai, because that has not worked out very nicely at all. News gets one frag, but it's not particularly enjoyable in the end for him as he gets traded back on down, and Machine Gun is all alone.
1v4. Not really a winnable situation for the man, but it's a question of damage. The more kills he can get onto these CTs, he puts Mazaalai closer to a reset potential down the line, and slowly is going to feed him his first. Every kill here is expensive for TYLOO. They have decent money, but not fantastic just yet.
Still has to commit to the A bomb site, because the bomb has been dropped there and somebody awaits with the AWP. Can they collect the secondary? No, they didn't quite get there in time. So that's going to have to be repurchased by TYLOO if they want it, which they do.
Half buy again, out of Mazaalai. Few AK and armors, few pistols and utility. Definitely could work, particularly against a double AWP setup if you're able to catch the right pacing. Smoke into window and top mid from Mazaalai.
Yep.
News has also got himself a smoke towards unders at the moment. Zilkenberg again, trying to get under somebody's skin. But he's going to fall back. Double walk through underpass here for Mazaalai. Sogu makes his way through middle. Wide peek from attacker in the mid round is very successful. Danking's actually gone down and handed News an AWP.
Well, Danking certainly not having as much of an impact here on Mirage as he did on Dust 2. Really was the standout there. Somebody 15 for 15, doing okay for himself. Slowly has actually been really impressive here on Mirage. A lot of impactful frags in really critical rounds as well. Kind of pulling TYLOO, kicking and screaming through some of these rounds.
Machine Gun trying to take that fight in towards window. 45 seconds on the clock. He's trying to make his way into a critical position where he could actually bring this round back in the favor of Mazaalai. If he's able to find attacker towards Firebox here, that would be the critical frag. Is he going to check it? I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it. An attacker has seen the shadow, so he'll just creep out behind Machine Gun.
Oh, no.
Ooh, he's let slowly actually die there. So attacker could be in the bad books if he ends up dying to News.
No.
That's what I'm talking about. Zilkenberg's locking down the murder hole. There's a smoke, and somebody's going to creep through it, but Zilkenberg's right behind him. Oh, no. How has this gone so wrong for TYLOO? You know it's bad when we're saying the exact same word at the exact same time, Pilski, but maybe Summer can salvage something. It is not easy, though. The AWP's trained on his position. He has a defuse kit, granted, but no smoke, no flash, nothing. And he runs right into News. Where did that round go?
I don't have the answer for you, Jordan. I don't know if it was a rhetorical question or not. A half buy out of Mazaalai. They've lost every round up until this point. Danking is dishing out a spanking. Credit where credit's due. That is master stroke.
Yep. Think of a few more words that can rhyme with Danking, but maybe not safe for broadcast. TYLOO have gone back onto a very, very shaky looking economic position. They get a okay buy here, but this will be their last before an eco. And this is where good CT sides go to die, Pilly.
They're running out of utility pretty fast here, TYLOO. No AWPs. Oh, only the AWP on Danking. No double AWPs this time around. Mazaalai starting to make their way through middle. Zilkenberg poking up towards the top of connector. Doesn't find himself any kills. Mazaalai, 4 players in middle. Smoke onto the top of connector. Smoke into window again. are going to start to pressure towards ladder room and cleaned out Summer very easily. Nice little 1v from Mara there. Now somebody's gone down as well. There's absolutely no one towards B, Jordan.
Oh no, you can really see where this is going, can't you, Pilly? TYLOO, I mean, you have to save right now, don't you? Money is terrible. They're going to go to 13-13. Mazaalai on the T side have got that economic advantage that we spoke about on Dust 2. It's a total role reversal. This time, it's Mazaalai that are coming back into the swing of things, but they have the advantage of the economy. TYLOO scraping the bottom of the barrel. Really felt unfair that Mazaalai ended up losing Dust 2. They might be able to get some revenge here on Mirage.
They've been playing very, very well. Even if they were to lose this series, they've played really well here. And at the end of the day, if they go through in first, they go through in second, and they play well against TYLOO, I'm happy for Mazaalai either way. They've definitely shown a good performance.
Yep.
Question and the name of the game for Mazaalai really is consistency though. So, I mean, even if they win or lose here versus TYLOO, Cowboy Riders a massive question mark. They just showed a pretty decent performance. And D13, it's a domestic matchup, Jordan. It's not always cut and dry for an inconsistent team like Mazaalai. They have been getting the best of Tiger as of late though, so that's no easy feat either. Maybe that's why they're showing such good form into a game like this. If your domestic rival is quite a talented team like Tiger is, and they're really pushing you all the time, of course you're going to improve.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this is the strongest that Mongolian Counter-Strike has been as a region. So that can only bode well. And it's not just like there's Mazaalai Tiger in D13. There's actually a few more teams that play in all of these kinds of qualifiers underneath them as well, you know? So maybe there's some more talent.
A few of the guys at D13 are very young. They got a couple of like 17-year-old talents in there.
Oh!
Slowly.
That's a drive-by. Yep. And not a slow one at all.
He's literally stapled machine gun to death. Nice little boost on the top of triple here. Might get TYLOO another freebie. And all of a sudden you're cooking with gas. Summers salvaged himself an AK.
Well, you wouldn't want to lose it like this.
No, but it would be unsurprising. News is the man that Mazaalai are waiting on at this point. Working his way through underpass. Smoke into window from spawn from Zilkenberg to try to assist the man. Oh, MC. Beautiful. Love to see it. Actually, the bomb's going to head back towards the B side of the map.
Slowly really wants this gun, doesn't he?
Oh! It wasn't even the nade, but the nade would have done it from Mara. And he actually commits through the smoke and takes control of Palace. I don't think I would have expected that. TYLOO stacked on this A site. Dan King's AWPing over towards B. I don't know which poison I'd rather choose at this point.
Good point, and maybe the B site would have been the better choice because Attacker does clean Mara up nicely. A good, strong crossfire here for Summer and Attacker. 22 seconds. They can't really go to B now. It has to be the commitment to A. Waiting for that player to come in through connector. Somebody's got the info there on both accounts, but Attacker's gone down. They've got no idea where Summer is. He's going to get them all. No, not quite. Sogu salvages it and gets the bomb down in time. Dan King with a big clutch ahead of him here. One-on-one, possibly to win the map. And he does get it against Sogu, one of the veterans of the Asian region, coming in as the new guy for TYLOO. At a big moment, that is a critical round.
Up 14 and 13, a round that TYLOO had no business winning. Couple of guns salvaged, and they take it away. But Mazaalai, plenty of money in the back pocket to be able to recover from that one, Jordan. They've still got, I'd say, this buy and one more after.
Yeah, TYLOO not really afforded that luxury, going down to one player left alive.
Definitely having to reinvest heavily in this round.
So not a whole lot of money there. But they have the round advantage. There is that at least. Too close to tell. You really couldn't say which way this game is going to go.
Taka's been having a hell of a game in Connector here, by the way.
As our lovely graphic would have shown.
Yes, sir. Oh, no way that Zilkenberg's got away with that.
Cursed him.
Caster curse.
That is a caster curse at its finest. So 4 on 5. How does TYLOO negotiate this now? Do we see somebody pushing an extremity?
It has to be him or somewhere, I would assume.
I mean, if he pushes into mid, it's not really an extremity, is it? But
somebody makes everything an extremity.
that's a somebody-esque move if he were to do it. For now, he's holding.
The only extremity that matters to somebody is the extremity on his body that hits the key that is W.
Ooh, well, that's
done
the
it again.
timing. He just makes it work. So we're back to 4 on 4. Zilkenberg's low. Things start to look like they might shift back in the favor of TYLOO. Danking with so much utility over toward B.
Posted on the line. Mazaalai, they're taking their time here. Zilkenberg could find the timing on somebody on the jump spot, but no. 2 frags in the favor of TYLOO.
Yeah, Danking waiting for more. Oh my god, he's been cleaned up by Sogu, but he did get the kill onto Machine Gun, importantly. So it's a 1 on 3. Somebody's just going to creep forward here. Sogu might have heard him, but it won't matter. He's in a good position. 15-13 is up. It's now match point for TYLOO. They are there once again, and this time, can they do it in regulation time? Can they ensure that Mazaalai are not being given that second opportunity?
Last chance, backs against the wall for Mazaalai. They were behind on Dust 2, and they still managed to push it into overtime, and they might have even been able to push it into another overtime. If you remember, had they closed out that 3 on 2, let's see if they can come back from a deficit once again. Attacker's actually shooting at Summer, which is not ideal. Start things off.
Nope. It's a lover's quarrel. What else could it be after how long they've spent together?
Old couple bickering.
Mm.
Bit like us, Jordan, really.
Sure. Whatever you reckon.
Mara going to smoke off the top of Connector here. Molotov into the right side of window. Actually does land on top of Attacker, and he's cleaned up too. Where the hell has that come from?
In mid. 26 and 17. You've got to expect it at this point from Attacker here on Mirage. He's having a blinder.
News applying pressure to the extremity over here towards B. Bomb still in T-spawn for Mazaalai.
Ooh.
1B from News. You love to see it.
He got binked as well, to be fair. We're actually going to see News and Machine Gun finding those kills, and so all of a sudden we're back to 3 on 3. Dan King misses the shot. Get the pistol out, son. He's on 7 HP. Molly might be enough. He certainly isn't going to be able to get back into Palace. Maybe I lie. The Molly missed. The AWP doesn't. Either way, TYLOO now have the numbers advantage, and Dan King is keeping an eye on Connector. So he's got a good read on what is happening here.
Still got to get the bomb from spawn. News getting a little bit of a wriggle on.
Ooh, he's going to have to get quite a wriggle on.
Oh, the timing for Zilk. He's actually slipped up Connector at the perfect time. Somebody in the left side of window, and it's a very passive setup in towards...
Hello, what's going on here?
CT fake flashing with the bomb. Zilk, I think, is about to walk into the line of Dan King. Nice little flick from him, and surely News can't get the bomb down.
Well, he won't be able to now. TYLOO have won it. Even if somebody falls, Summer is too far away to find a death. And that is going to be that. It is TYLOO 2-0, but not really a convincing 2-0 over Mazaalai. We will talk about that for sure. Heading to a break now, but the Analyst Desk segment is coming up back after this.